Turnitin similarity analysis is available directly in the assignment folders in the online classroom. When you submit an assignment, Turnitin information will appear within a few minutes and sometimes right away. Turnitin does not work in discussions, but your instructor may have set up an assignment folder where you can submit your discussion post before you cut and paste the post into the discussion itself. At UMGC, we use Turnitin as a support for learning. The similarity analysis it provides helps tell the story of how a paper was constructed. We frequently hear some misunderstandings about Turnitin, and this video helps bust some of the most common Turnitin myths. Myth number 1. Turnitin identifies plagiarism. Many people refer to Turnitin as a plagiarism checker, but that's not what the tool does. Turnitin is a similarity analysis tool that matches text in a student submission to Turnitin's database. That includes websites, articles, books, and student submissions at UMGC and other universities. Identifying possible plagiarism requires the expertise of instructors and the professionals in the Office of Academic Integrity and Accountability. Some of the similarities shown may indicate text copied from another source without proper attribution, quotation marks, and citations. But certain similarity is not a problem, like assignment guidelines or reference lists and bibliographies. Myth number 2. The score or color on your Turnitin report shows you if your assignment is acceptable. UMGC's practices are that we avoid using the color or score shown in a Turnitin report by itself. The score should not be used for making any decisions about what is acceptable or for grading. As mentioned before, what matters is the balance of acceptable and unacceptable types and patterns of similarity. These patterns show whether there could be possible plagiarism, and that takes a trained eye to determine. When there are concerns, an instructor might assign a rewrite with a possible small deduction from the grade, or they may consult with the Office of Academic Integrity and Accountability. If the OAIA files a case, the student will hear from a case manager in the OAIA and receive instructions about how to respond. Myth number 3. A match to another student's paper means that someone shared their paper directly. Turnitin matches to one source, even though the material may be found on several other websites. This is based on the way it is programmed. Most often, when a match is shown to another student's paper, it is easily located on one of the websites that they say provide study help, where students have been manipulated into uploading their completed assignments in exchange for viewing other students' completed work as examples. Remember that using websites where students post completed work puts you at risk for academic misconduct. Instead, start from sample assignments in your classroom if they are provided, and from using your assignment guidelines to create your own authentic work. Ask your instructor and/or use other university-approved resources if you are stuck. Another student's work is not an authorized resource. Myth number 4. Using another tool is just as good as a Turnitin report. There are other programs out there that provide some similarity checking and that advertise themselves as plagiarism checkers. Turnitin is the only program that is approved by UMGC for this function because it has a much larger database than free tools and because it goes through rigorous screening for data privacy protections. When students use these non-approved tools, we see much lower levels of text matching to outside sources than what is shown for the same paper in Turnitin. Turnitin has created a web page that goes over these myths and more. Check it out at the link in the description below. If you ever have questions about Turnitin, check out the link to UMGC's student help page that is in every syllabus and linked in the description below. If your question is not answered there, email the OAIA at integrity@umgc.edu.